Hello, welcome to a Not So Awesome review, and today we're doing a 4th of July comic book haul because my comic book store had a sale and I took full advantage of it, and I want to talk about that in a little bit. A few things I want to note. If you hear loud noises, although it is the 4th of July as I'm recording this, neighbors are still celebrating like it's the 4th, and it's after midnight. Don't you guys have some common courtesy? Just, it's after midnight. Maybe don't do so many fireworks. It's rude. But aside from that, basically what happened here is my store opened up their back stock. They've done this before, but it was more money back then. This time, all the issues, 25 cents each. You could fill up a short box for $25 or a long box for $50. And my friend and I filled up a short box, though I filled up more than he did, so I had to pay like $6 extra. But basically, everything I bought, let's say, was around $30, $32-ish. So I did not spend that much money on any of this. Some of it I'm familiar with, some of it's just miniseries that seem pretty cool, and some you'll just understand by seeing it. But I do want to start off with stuff from last week, which is Boom Comics Power Rangers 25th Anniversary issue. I was going to say episode. Good issue. Nothing bad to say about it. Interesting. Moving on. Saga, 53? Still need to catch up, sadly, but I'm planning on it. I'm planning on going into the closet and kind of reorganizing again, which is going to be horrible. And lastly, Tony Stark Iron Man. I said that really weird. Tony Stark. There we go. Tony Stark Iron Man #1. Why am I saying iron weird? I don't know. But yeah, by Dan Slott. And I liked it and all, but it's not Iron Man to me. He wasn't as rude as he should be, from what I remember reading of Iron Man before. And I didn't like that he had a team working with him. That was kind of disappointing. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's cool and all, but it reminds me of the whole Horizon Labs. There's all these people working together. I don't like the fact that he had his own team working with him while he was doing stuff. I want a solo Iron Man series, not I'm Iron Man and I have my team of people. I'm not a fan of that, but I probably will still get a few more issues to see where it goes. Anyways, today we got Go-Go Power Rangers #11. Haven't read anything today, by the way. Haven't had time. But yeah, so I did also buy this pack of comic books that my other comic book store was actually selling, which has all of the wedding issue stuff, which I haven't read anything but Batman 49. You know, there's a lot of controversy going on with issue 50, which I might make a separate video on that, so I'm just putting it out there. But yeah, so we have Batman issue 48. These are all the B cover variants, which was kind of the whole, I guess, thing. The reason they were selling it's like just you guys get what I mean. I apologize if there's a glare when looking at these, because I just realized there is a light kind of shining here. But yeah, DC Nation Zero. I think they just threw that in there because they wanted to get rid of it, to be honest. But yeah, we have Robin versus Ra's al Ghul, Nightwing versus Hush, Batgirl versus Riddler, Red Hood versus Anarchy. Let's put that there. And then we have Harley Quinn versus Joker, Batman 49, Batman 50, which is probably the worst cover of them all, and I do want to get a better one. I know, controversy, but just if I do another video, you'll understand more. And Catwoman #1, which is an awesome variant. So, yeah, okay, that's all the new-ish stuff that I got. Now let's get on with all the back issues, which you guys can see here. I don't even know how many things I got. I know it didn't fill up the short box all the way, but, I mean, we did fill up one, but, you know, my stuff didn't fill it up all the way. I'm just putting that out there. So, anyways, let's just get started here, because I don't know if I mentioned, once my video gets to about 11 minutes, it will cut off, and there will be a skip, and I apologize if that happens. I'm going to try and run through this as fast as I can, but probably not going to happen in under 10 minutes, but we'll see. We have Six Gun issue number 32. I'm going to actually do it like that. Issue 38. Issue 40. Issue 41. And issue 42. And I actually do like Six Gun. I have the deluxe hardcover. I actually got it signed in person at WonderCon a few years ago. Probably should do a review on that at some point, but yeah. We have... Oh, that's funny. Let me see if I can just grab all these really quick so I can go through them as fast as I can. Psychic. Issue 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no 7, but 8 is all, yeah, shiny and stuff, and 9. So, don't know much about it, but they had a whole bunch of it, and for a quarter each, it's kind of hard to say no, you know what I mean? I mean, it's easy, but at the same time, just taking advantage, right? So, next up we have Sheltered, issue number 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, and 12, and lastly 13. So basically what was going on at the store in the back, it had, I wish I had a picture to show you guys. It was basically a garage full of short boxes in rows, and then under those rows were more rows, and then under that was more, and then there was some piled in the corners and stuff. There was a lot of stuff to go through. Unfortunately, probably all the Spider-Man and all the good stuff that you would really, really want, I'm pretty sure sold out the first time he did this, which kind of sucks, but it's fine. It is what it is. We have, I can't pronounce that, issue number 1 and 3. Transformers One-Shot Death of Optimus Prime. What is it? Phoenix Without Ashes, number, I believe this is number 1. Number 2. 3. 4. And next up we have Green Wake, number 1. Ghost by Vertigo, number 1. Just as like something Nine Tails, so for a quarter, obviously. This my friend found and gave to me, so that was awesome. We have the Guild number 2 and 3. We have the Vork One-Shot and the Fox One-Shot, which I love the Guild. I actually just rewatched it not that long ago, and it's still a good show. So, if you haven't seen it for whatever reason, I highly recommend you look it up. It's free on YouTube. I believe it's on Netflix as well, so not really any excuses. So next up we have Web of Spider-Man, number 2. Number 5, we have X-Men Noir, number 2, number 3, and number 4, which they did have a full run of it, but I let my friend have the other issues, so it's not a big deal. I'll probably just pick them up online at some point. Manifest Destiny 1 of 4, which then it jumps to 2 of 5, so I'm assuming they upped it after that issue, and then 5 of 5. Another thing is, like, these comic books were, like, under a lot of dust and stuff. I mean, our hands were completely covered, so, yeah, it was an experience for sure. Next up, we have Umbrella, not sure how to pronounce it, number 2, 3, and 4. I actually do have the first volume of this, and it's interesting, it's not bad. I want to get the rest. It's not that long of a series, which is why I decided to get it. We have The Marvelous Land of Oz, number 1 of 8. Road to Oz, 1 of 6. 2 of 6. And 6 of 6. I swear there was more of those, and I would have got them, but I couldn't find them, and we had been there so long that I was just like, let's just go. Kind of regret not staying and getting everything, to be honest, because it was literally so much cheaper than I thought it was once we went to the checkout. But anyways, The Unknown, number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. We have Armor Wars, number 1, 2, 3, 4. Ultimate Avengers 1 and 2, which I do like the Ultimate Universe, and I do need to finish off doing that review on Ultimate Spider-Man at some point. I've been promising that for like 5 years. I will get on it at some point, I swear. Next up, Looney Tunes 219, because it's Looney Tunes. Uncanny X-Men number 11, second series. I didn't have a first print of this, and it was bugging me so much that I had the red cover. I'm so glad I was able to get this for so cheap, so happy about that. We have Hit, issue 1, issue 2, issue 3, and issue 4 of 4. We have probably the most of what I bought is this next series, which again I was happy to get for the reasonable price of a quarter each, or $25 a long bucks. We have Uncanny X-Men $4.99, 507, 510, 511. One of these is a double, by the way, because it was a mess. 514, 522, 526. 2 copies of 527. Well, yeah, whatever. 528. 533, 534, 534.1. And let's get through this last stack. We have 535, 536, 537, 538, and 539. And next up we have Schism 2 of 5, 3 of 5, and 5 of 5. I actually have the trade for this, the hardcover. Great fight between Cyclops and Wolverine. If you guys haven't read it, it's actually a really good fight because Cyclops does not hold back, and I love it because Cyclops is an underrated character to a lot of people just because of the, well, X-Men being so cool. And so I don't not like Wolverine, but I'm not a super fan like most people. I'm just putting that out there. Anyways, Ultimate Spider-Man number 95, 104, 110, 112, 115, 116, 124, and 154, 155, 156, 158, 159, and they actually had 2 of Death of Spider-Man 160 sealed, which was pretty cool. I don't think this comic book goes for too much at all, but it's still cool to see in the wild, you know what I mean? And lastly, we have the Ultimates number 1, again, still polybagged and sealed. So that is my 4th of July comic book haul. I don't know how many issues that is. I will count that eventually. And yeah, it is cool being able to go back there and look. There was so much more stuff that I could have gotten. There was a whole bunch of issues of Ghostbusters, but they were so sporadic in numbers. But I wanted them because I've read the first deluxe hardcover, and I really do like that series. So I am regretting a little bit not getting that. They had some issues of Ultimate Fantastic Four, which I kind of regret not getting to. Some other Ultimate comic books. I do like the Ultimate Universe, even though it's kind of gone, kind of. But it would have been cool to own those. And just a whole bunch of random stuff. Stuff I've never heard before, stuff that I don't care about really because it didn't look interesting, and a bunch of Green Lantern. There was like 3 short boxes full of Green Lantern, so that tells me people in my area do not like Green Lantern too much, apparently. And another thing that I learned is apparently people will read 1 and 2. They'll read issues 1 and 2 and decide not to get 3 because there was a lot of series that started off with issue number 3. So I'm guessing that's kind of the drop-off point for most people is if issue 1 and 2 aren't bad, you're just not going to read anymore. But yeah, it was cool. It was an experience. It was there for hours, and it didn't feel like it. It was kind of amazing how fast time flew while we were looking through all these boxes. And I made sure to go through almost every single one. I did miss a few because by the end, it's just, your hands are covered in dust. My hands are dirty right now, just from going through that pile again. But yeah, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, comment down below, subscribe for more. Happy 4th of July, even though it's the 5th as you're watching this. Probably later on because you only have 24 hours to watch it on the 5th. Unless it's next year, in which case, that's just trippy and it's 4th of July. Maybe you're watching it next 4th of July, who knows. But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.